Quick hello to everyone. My name is Pallavi Nargund, and I'm a solutions architect here at AWS. Now, as part of this particular session, we are going to see how our customers are using AWS AI ML Stack to solve, to either innovate or to solve real life use cases. Now, I'm going to go off camera because it does eat into my real estate space. But I just wanted to say a quick hi to everyone and thank you for joining us on a Friday afternoon. Let me just switch off the camera. Okay, all right. So, oops, there we go. Now, machine learning, for a long time, we have seen that it was limited for a few major tech companies and hardcore academic researchers. But now things have begun to change, and especially with the cloud computing, people have access to compute and they have access to data. And as a result, machine learning is now making an impact across every industry, whether you are in the financial services industry or whether you are a retailer or whether you are in healthcare. Now, it's earlier it was sort of something that people wanted to have and it was on the periphery, but now it is becoming a core part of everyday business and industry. Now, at AWS, we are seeing a tipping point where AI/ML in the enterprise is addressing use cases that does create some measurable results. Now, we see different trends, but to just state a few common trends that our customers are using, primarily, we are seeing a lot of cases in the or a lot of trends in the customer experience, where the customer experience is being transformed by adding capabilities such as chatbots or conversational interfaces, or customers might have smart biometric authentication mechanisms, or even when they have their product offerings, let's say on the web or mobile platform, they are adding some sort of recommendation capabilities to their offerings. Now, additionally, we are also seeing trends where AI/ML is improving business operations, and they're doing it by sophisticated demand planning and forecasting models. Now, in retail sectors, we have seen that AI-based demand forecasting models have reduced forecasting errors by 30 to 50%. Now, machine learning is also helping companies make better and faster decisions. In the healthcare industry, we are seeing a shift from being reactive to more of a predictive care, and including the use of predictive models to even accelerate their research or even discovering new drugs and treatment regimens. Now, we have also seen that if you supplement these AI tools to nurses, the productivity is increased by up to 50%. Enterprises are using, or they're also using AI/ML technologies to even look at new products or services, or even how they can adopt a different business model to innovate and gain a competitive advantage in the industry. Now, to name a few real life stories or customer stories, let's start taking a look at Intuit. Now, Intuit is using AI/ML to improve the customer experience. What they have done is they have built forecasting capabilities to predict call center demand on a particular day or even a time to make sure customer service agents are adequately staffed. So their customers, whenever they are calling in, they're well attended. Now, Convoy, an additional example, which is a Seattle-based logistic company. Now, what they're doing is they're building their entire company and value proposition off of the use of machine learning. Now, what they have discovered is the existing trucking model is inefficient. And what they're doing now is they're using machine learning to provide better matches for shippers and truckers, and that which allows them to move freight more efficiently, and that's helping both of them to reduce cost. So it's quite innovative and it's quite disruptive actually in the industry. In the healthcare side of the world, let's take an example of Cerner, which is an American supplier of health information technology and solutions. Now, what Cerner has done is they are tapping into our deep portfolio of our AI/ML services, primarily including Transcribe Medical, which is one of our offerings, to gain insights. Now, what happens when they gain these insights? Now, these insights are helping their healthcare providers, what they have, um, uh, to streamline operations and provide more personalized patient care. They have already developed a model that predicts congestive heart failures up to 15 months before the clinical manifestation. And integrating this tool with, let's say, the individual health records is helping providers make better decisions and in real time. And now in sports, sports is NFL season. So we have been working with NFL to create next gen stats to engage fans by combining old and new data to reveal insights about the game dynamics. And that's good for both fans and the players. We have so far now we have developed about 20 unique next gen stats that you can see on screen during the games in real time. Now, as we are seeing the increasing adoption of machine learning, and there is much hype also associated with this technology, we still feel that it's still in its infancy. We are just scratching the surface of the impact machine learning can have across different industries and geographies. Now, just take a looking at Amazon itself. Now, Amazon itself is an example of a company that went through a multi-year machine learning journey in order to become the company that we have become today. Now, Amazon has been applying machine learning in areas such as personalization and supply chain for more than 20 years. When you shop at Amazon.com, you will see that there's a lot of products that are recommended for you. And especially when you're shopping for a particular product, you will see additional recommendation based on what you're searching for. And this is all, it has evolved over the number of years. Machine learning is actually an integral part of Amazon. Now, we have also improved our fulfillment center process, including developing a forecasting system that can predict appropriate amount of demand for each product that we sell worldwide. So we are basically forecasting across 10,000 zip codes, and we are predicting the demands for millions of products that are sold worldwide. We have also developed, and of course, people are familiar with our Alexa, which is our way of natural language processing technology to consumers, and it's a different way of interacting. Now, additionally, we also have developed a groundbreaking technology with autonomous flights via prime air drones. And you will also see in our fulfillment centers, we have robotics. We are using robotics to deliver, to get packages to the consumers faster. Now, this was a big culture change for us, but we feel that it is something that every organization can do. So our mission at AWS is to take our rich experience and expertise with machine learning across Amazon businesses, as well as working with tens of thousands of customers, and put this technology into the hands of everyday developer, data scientist, or a researcher. Said simply put the other way, we want to simplify machine learning. We want to make it easy for all developers to really easily build intelligent applications and bring the innovation that the organization needs. A quick look at why AWS for machine learning. Now, there are a number of reasons, and I'm not going to go too deep into each of them, but just to sum up three core areas. Now, the first of all, AWS is really, it has a breadth of and depth of capabilities that we have to offer to our customer. Now, we have launched over 250 new features and services just this last year, and we continue to innovate. So every day, literally, you can see a new offering or a new service being made available, and and where you can add new capabilities to your existing applications. Now, additionally, we can even accelerate the adoption of machine learning. Now, our ML services, such as Amazon SageMaker, which Kunal touched upon in his last session, these actually SageMaker makes ML easier, and that too at a low cost. So customers can make better use of their data, which is both valuable and differentiating from their competitions. Now, models that previously took customers months and extensive specialized expertise, now they can be built in weeks or even days. So we have also invested in programs, including machine learning solution labs, and even educational and training programs, like where we have developed developed AWS Deep and AWS ML Embark program to help your organizations more readily adopt machine learning. And finally, you do need a platform that is highly secure and highly reliable. You want to make sure it offers fully featured data stores, has broad set of analytics capabilities, and even has a really robust offerings. And this is something that resonates with our customers. And as a result, more machine learning happens on AWS than anywhere else. Now let's take a look at the technology stack. And Kunal did briefly touch upon these. So we'll just, for those, if anyone missed the session, we'll just take a quick look at this. So the bottom layer that we are seeing, that's the layer for ML frameworks and infrastructure. So this is really for those ML practitioners who are very comfortable building and deploying their own models at scale. Now, what happens is typically even the frameworks are innovating. You do have frameworks that are coming in the market that offer new algorithms. And these expert ML practitioners, they do want to take advantage of these multiple frameworks. So we have deep learning armies, which do come in with a built-in support for these frameworks and as well as its dependencies. So if you want to look at a particular framework, all you have to do is provision a deep learning army, and army is Amazon Machine Image. So you can just provision that and you can get started. Now, and of course, in addition to that, you do have an array of compute options such as which are suitable to run various types of machine learning workloads efficiently and at scale. Now, the middle layer is where that is ML service, and that's where Amazon SageMaker comes into picture. And you got for those who attended Kunal's session, you did get a look at Amazon SageMaker Studio. But along with that, Amazon SageMaker is really, think about it, that this is a fully managed service, which really makes it easy to build, train, and deploy your model. And it really brings a lot of tools together so you can execute this complex process efficiently and it in a single environment. And also, of course, you have a flexibility to use whether you want to use Amazon SageMaker for maybe just building or maybe just training your models, or maybe you want to use it as an end-to-end process. Since it's a modular approach, you have that flexibility. So let's take a look at one example, a real life case. Now, and we are going to talk about the NFL. So the NFL, which everyone knows, it's a National Football League, has 180 million fans worldwide. And about 90% of NFL fans catch the game either on TV or they are logged in through their or online or through their mobile phones. Now, NFL has been keeping the same game stack. They have been keeping game statistics since 1920, and they have been showing some standard stats such as rushing yards or how much yard passings, etc., or let's say quarterback sacks for about decades. You're seeing the pretty much similar statistics, but these stats, what they show, they reflect only a tiny fraction of the data they collect. So just to give you an idea of the scale, NFL collects 2 terabytes of data every week from 1,500 hours of playtime. They saw the potential to use this data to provide new live predictive stats, such as probability of pass completion. But this required a machine learning solution that can analyze vast amounts of data and make predictions in real time. Now, the NFL teamed up with AWS in order to do that. So what happens is typically these players, they have the RFID tags attached in their shoulder pads, and there is a RFID tag even embedded in the game ball. So with these tags, NFL collects large volumes of tracking data, their location, speed, acceleration, etc. And so in 2016, what they started, the NFL started working with AWS to accelerate their next gen stats. We'll call that NGS in short. So and they wanted to, they started producing some real time predictive stats about the game in real time. Now, one such stat they produced was, let's say, a completion of probability, which is a likelihood of a pass being completed. Now, it's predicted based on numerous factors. There are a lot of variables that go into it. We have to track where the player is on the field, or how far it's from the nearest defender, and there are many more attributes that go in, and all of that inference happens in real time. So next gen team, what they did is they used Amazon SageMaker to create and deploy machine learning model. Now, these models leverage inputs from traditional statistics and also the player tracking data that we just talked about, and even the player profiles. Now, the models are, they're basically, first of all, continuously being refined to be relevant to this particular season and what the trends are that are happening in that season. Now, once these models are deployed, the machine learning models provide real-time inference during games. And to obtain these real-time insights, data from the stadium is streamed to AWS. Now, once in AWS, the data undergoes over 100 processing steps in under a second. As a result of this solution, NFL is now able to provide APIs to create on-screen graphics or give sports announcers some interesting data points to talk about. Now, in addition to the NGS system, NFL is also working with AWS to create the digital athlete program, which will improve the player safety, treatment, and even ultimately predict and prevent injuries. So let's talk about the next stack, which is our AI services. And Kunal did touch on these as well briefly, but really these are nothing but pre-trained AI services that are designed to solve a specific use case. Now, these AI services provide ready-made intelligence for your application and workflows, and you can integrate your applications with a simple API call. And so that you don't have to actually worry about building your own model, maybe in SageMaker, or training, or testing, tuning, etc. So you don't have to worry about these things. And as a result, what we have done is we have abstracted a lot of common use cases, and there are services or these pre-trained models available for you to use. Now, just touch upon a few of them. So we already saw a cool demo of Amazon Recognition. Basically, Amazon Recognition image or video helps with the vision-related use cases, whether you want to detect something in an image, or even whether you want to classify whether that image or that particular video is safe for work. Now, in the speech-related category, we do have Amazon Poly and Amazon Transcribe. So for example, if you want to turn the text into speech, then we have Amazon Poly. And if you want to transcribe audio, you can do that using Amazon Transcribe. Now, in the text-related areas, we have, if let's say you want to translate text into different language, then we have Amazon Translate, as the name suggests. But let's say you have this translated text or other text, and you want to see what insight you can derive out of that particular text, then you can use Amazon Comprehend. We also have Amazon Textract, which basically can extract text from the documents using OCR plus technologies. Now, then of course, there are a few things that Amazon is relatively famous for. One such is, of course, Alexa and chatbots with Lex. And in addition to that, we have Amazon Personalize for your recommendation system, and Amazon Forecast for time series forecasting. Now, earlier in the earlier session, we talked about a little bit about the AutoML capabilities already. But just to highlight on some of the advantages, some of these services do come with the AutoML capabilities. Particularly, let's talk about the AutoML capabilities in Amazon Comprehend. And that will help to build a custom set of entities or even the text classification models that are tailored uniquely for your organization needs. Now, we saw the example with respect to the custom label in Amazon Recognition, but this is really helpful, because otherwise you have to rely on the data that you have. And think about it, you'll have to gather thousands of images, label them, build a machine learning algorithm, train it, and then figure out the custom classification. But Amazon Recognition custom label really solves that problem with the custom label capability. Now, in addition to all these features, these services are serverless. That means you don't have to manage any infrastructure. They will scale based on your demand, and you pay as you go. So these are really quick. You can integrate quickly with these. Maybe you want to do POC, or maybe you want to do R&D, or even when you let's say your use case is well established and you have non-peak times, then this really becomes a very cost-effective option. Now, customers have asked us to continue to consider adding services around areas where we have a lot of expertise and experience and data from our consumer businesses. So let's take a look at few new additions that we have. So first up is Amazon Kendra. Now, every organization has some sort of enterprise search that they have today. And it's difficult to organize this search because, first of all, their documents are sitting in silos, and there's a lot of unstructured data, and it's difficult and time consuming to find answers. Now, and there are some keyword searches that are built, but they are not so efficient, and they can be error prone. Sometimes people have to remember specific keywords to locate a particular document. But now Amazon Kendra makes the enterprise search easier by providing deeper content analysis via machine learning and natural language understanding to find precise and personalized answers to queries. Now, to take an example, let's say my laptop is broken. So instead of remembering the exact keyword, I'm just going to ask, where can I repair my laptop? And Kendra will interpret that and bring the relevant results back. Now, another advantage is how Kendra integrates with different data sources. So Kendra connects effectively with S3, of course, then anything RDS, which is the relational database services, and then whether your data can be sitting in SharePoint or file systems or even OneDrives, etc. So there are a lot of data sources that Kendra integrates with to pull that content from. Now, Kendra is being used by Woodside. Woodside Energy is the pioneer of the liquefied natural gas industry in Australia. Now, they have 65 years of experience, including 35 years in designing, building, and operating these LNG plants. Now, as a result of this, they do have millions of documents capturing collective intelligence about how to operate these plants. Now, Woodside decided to use Amazon Kendra, where now people are able to precisely search most valuable project engineering documents. Kendra finds the answers to questions like what is the plant length of the pipeline at Pluto quickly, and it does give results quite accurately. Now, this helps with better and faster decision making to improve their operations and the working lives of their people. So it's really innovating and helping their resources. In the last year, we also introduced Contact Lens for Amazon Connect, which is a fully managed add-on to Amazon Connect, which is our cloud contact center service. Now, using the power of machine learning, now any organization who's using Amazon Connect can identify now call types, identify recurring themes based on customer call feedback, alert supervisors when the customers are having poor experience, or even assist agents with a knowledge base to answer the questions as they are being asked. So this particular service is really packing all the ML capabilities that contact center analytics would need. Now, one such Intuit is actually one of the customer who's using Contact Lens for Amazon Connect. Now, what they wanted to do is they wanted to basically optimize their end-to-end live agent experience and ensure that there was a best possible service for its customer was provided. Now, using Contact Lens for Amazon Connect, Intuit is automating call categorization to even monitor customer experience and the regulatory compliance during these calls. Now, next, the another service is Amazon Fraud Detector. Now, building precise machine learning models to detect fraudulent online activities really requires machine learning expertise and fraud domain knowledge. Now, what happens? There are typically fraud teams with organizations, but they might lack, let's say, in-house or within their department. They may not have the ML expertise, and they have to depend on the developers or data scientists from other teams, or maybe they have to depend on external sources. As a result, typically they are forced to work with rule-based systems and expensive manual fraud reviews by human investigators or analysts. Now, based on expertise from 20 years of detecting frauds on Amazon.com and AWS, Fraud Detector now provides customers with a tailor-made fraud detection machine learning model for online events such as customer orders, e-commerce orders, and account registrations. You can simply upload your data to train a fraud detection model and configure the decision logic points, like in what step or the rules that you need to apply. And fraud detector, so fraud detector will use those, and it boosts the model performance by learning from both your historical customer fraud data and from the past attempts that happened to defraud Amazon. So we have GoDaddy, who's using this particular Amazon fraud detector, and they like the cost of implementation and a self-service approach, and they really find it easy to deploy, and it's used in new account process, so their experience where the sign-up experience for legitimate customer is not impacted. And that's the key. You want to make sure you are identifying innovation areas. And this model is able to detect likely fraudulent signups very immediately without impacting the legitimate customers, which I definitely like. Now, there are a lot of things we talked about at a high level today, but typically what people or the customers have questions is where to begin. While this is important to build successful machine learning initiatives, the organization culture is also important. So you to ensure you're ready to embrace the transformation, you have the necessary skills in-house or even partner for expertise, experience, and best practices. So we do have a number of trainings and acceleration programs to help you get started with your journey. Now, we offer in-person trainings for both technical and business stakeholders, as well as we also have free online training and certification programs for your developers. We can conduct workshop to help you identify the best use case for your business, and we can also work with you and your team to deploy a proof of concept through our ML Solutions Lab. And through ML Embark program, we even do in-person training for both business decision makers as well as the technical staff. And we can even work with you on the ideation of use cases as well as development of a proof of concept. And of course, we also have a professional services team as well. And we have machine learning partners who can do end-to-end development and take your machine learning applications to production. But one of the key aspects of the whole thing is building your team skill set. And developers they like to be hands-on. They acquire skills when they're more hands-on and when they're engaged with good hands-on training. So we have developed. First of all, we do have machine learning university that that we have used for over 6 years to train our engineers on machine learning. And we have last year we have made a lot of this content available for free to our customers. And we have seen, as a result of that, we have seen over 100,000 developers start their machine learning journey with the content, with our content, online content. And in addition to that, we have developed programs like or the deep lens and deep racer, and the deep racer races are actually gaining quite a popularity, where we have proper racing kind of virtual races that we conduct. So it's helping developers learn hands-on machine learning. So that's all pretty much I have today. I mean, you can certainly visit ml.aws to find more information about the different programs that we offer, and of course about our services and different case studies. So thank you for your time today.